Hi everyone, really nice to be with you. I'm going to read our gospel story for today, and before I do that, I'm going to light a candle to remind us that Jesus is always present with us. Jesus Christ is the light of the world, a light no darkness can quench. Gospel. Listen to the Gospel of Christ according to St. Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "The kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers to work in his vineyard to grow grapes. And after agreeing with the workers a good wage for their work, they came and worked in his vineyard. And a few hours later, the landowner went back to the marketplace and he saw some other people just standing around, and he said, 'Would you like to come and work in my vineyard too?' And they said, 'Oh yeah, we need the money, thank you.' So they did. And then a few hours later again, about midday, the landowner went and found some more people. Then in the afternoon, a bit later, he found some even more. And he said, 'Come and work in my farm and I'll pay you. I'll pay you.' And then he went out at the very end of the working day, at 5 o'clock, when there was like hardly any time left to work, and he found some people whom nobody had given a job to. Nobody wanted them. And he said, why are you not working with somebody?" And they said, "Because no one wants us. Who want to hire us?" And the landowner said, "I would. You come and work with me? I'd love that." And so they said, "Oh, yes, please." And so they came and they worked in his vineyard. They didn't have very long to work because it was the end of the day. And when it became time to pay the workers, the landowner paid those who would come last, he paid them first, and he paid everyone the same. The people who'd worked all day and the people who'd come right at the end that nobody else wanted. And the people who'd come at the beginning of the day, they said, "Well, that's not fair. How come you're paying them the same as us?" But the landowner said, "My friend, I paid you just what I said I would, and you thought that was a really good wage. There's no need to be jealous just because I am generous. That's the way it is in this kingdom, that everyone gets the same." This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. What do you have to do to make God love you? If you do lots and lots of good things, will he love you then? And if you do bad things, does he stop loving you? If you do lots of good things, will he love you more? If you do bad things, will he love you less? No. God just loves you. It's the only thing he knows how to give you. Love. Nothing else. Like when you're good, God loves you with a love that makes him glad. And when you do bad things, when we're mean to each other, he loves you with a love that makes him sad, but he just loves you. There's nothing you have to do to make God love you. He just does. He thinks you are his wonderful, precious son. He thinks that you are his wonderful, precious daughter, and he just loves you. And he wants you to do lots of good things, not to earn his love, but just because that makes you and the world a happier place. But it's not the reason he loves you. He loves you anyway, because you're his precious daughter, his precious son. Working for God is not like working for a boss. You're not trying to earn wages. No, you're working with your Father in heaven. He's your Father in heaven, and he loves you. In the story Jesus tells, he's trying to explain this to people, that God just loves you, whether you've worked all day or whether you've just done a little bit. God doesn't love you more. He just loves you. You don't have to earn his love. In the story about the workers who come to work in the vineyard, there's all the people that nobody wanted, and the landowner keeps on saying, well, will you come and work with me too? And then at the end of the day, there's the people that no one at all wanted. Maybe they were very sick, or maybe they were very frail or very, very old. And they said, well, who would want us? Nobody wants us. But the landowner says, but I do. And even though they couldn't do as much, he loved them just the same. Because whether we're big or small, whether we are a boy or a girl, a man or a woman, rich or poor, we all need the same amount of love. We all need just as much love. And it's the thing that makes us powerful. So it's not that if you do good things, God will love you. No, it's because God loves you, you can do good things. Some children I heard about really understood this, so they retold the story that we heard this morning from Jesus, which is called the parable of the labourers, the workers in the vineyard. And they told the story like this. They said, yeah, it was like this one time when we got to work with our dad in his apple orchard. What a great thing to do. We got to spend the day with our dad. Yeah. And the older children, well, they could do more work than the littler children. And even our little baby brother came. Now he wasn't able to pick very many apples, our baby brother. No, he spent most of his time eating dirt and worms, so he didn't pick many apples. But at the end of the day, our dad paid all of us, the older children and the littlest children, he paid us all the same. And he paid the little baby first. He gave him his money for his work. We're not sure what that work was that our baby brother did, but he did his work, and we all got the same, and we'd all got to spend the day with our dad, and it was wonderful. That's how it is when we do things for God.